organs. Hello there. Welcome to Moody Institute of Science. Recently, a number of us here at the laboratory have been studying alarm clocks. Now, just before you put us down as hopeless, let me say that they're very special alarm clocks. They have no springs, no electric motors. They never run down or wear out. In fact, they improve with use. And they're amazingly accurate. Now, don't run down to the drugstore to buy such a clock. You won't find them for sale. In fact, though you may not know it, you already own one. You may not have been born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but you were born with a very remarkable alarm clock in your head.
All right, let's talk about cicadas. There we go.
Time with amazing accuracy. We've become so accustomed to the almost miraculous things accomplished in the human body that nothing seems to surprise us anymore. We just naturally expect great performance from such wonderful beings as we modestly admit we are, don't we? Well, any such attitude that we might have had here at Moody Institute of Science was pretty thoroughly dispelled recently when we discovered some other living alarm clocks. Let me tell you the story. One night, two of our Moody Institute of Science photographers were just outside the town of White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. As soon as the sun went down, the most amazing thing happened. The whole countryside suddenly started to crawl with strange-looking insects. They weren't here yesterday. They weren't here last year. In fact, residents who had lived in the area for many years could not recall any such visitation. What are these insects? Where did they come from? They all seem to be climbing upward. Where are they going? Soon the clumsy-looking insect stops. Each one seems to heed some mysterious signal that this is far enough. With their grotesque claws, they search for a spot where a firm grip may be obtained. Sometimes on the bark of the tree, sometimes on the outermost leaves. Here, a mysterious and wonderful thing happens. While this is one of the most common phenomena in all nature, it is surprising how few people have actually witnessed the spectacular and awe-inspiring event, the drama of insect metamorphosis, the transformation of an earthbound nymph to a beautiful, free-flying adult insect. The soft, moist, pale body of the adult insect is now freed from the dead adolescent shroud. In spite of beautiful creamy white coloring, large red eyes, and jet black markings on its shoulders, the adult cicada presents quite a bedraggled appearance. Inflation of the wings will change all this. As they are pumped up, the wings change from useless, wrinkled pads to beautiful, transparent airfoils capable of flight. One cannot but marvel at the beautiful yet functional construction of these wings. A framework of veins for strength, a fragile membrane to provide ample lift for a heavy-bodied insect. Within a few hours, the ghostly whiteness of the new adults is changed to a glossy brownish black. Simultaneously, the soft outer shell hardens to form a strong protective exoskeleton. All of this has happened during the course of a single night. We started with a nymph climbing a tree, and now we have a mature insect outfitted with armor plate, camouflage, and wings, ready for the serious business of life. the new day dawns. The hordes of insects struggling up the trees have disappeared. But by mid-morning, a new sound breaks the contented buzz of the spring woods. This sound is the unique trademark of just one insect, the cicada. If you have ever lived in the eastern half of the United States, the chances are good that you've heard it. What is really mystifying, however, is how a tiny insect like this can make so much noise. Ounce for ounce, he's probably the noisiest creature in the whole world. Only the male makes the sound, and he really has the equipment for producing lots of it. When a pie tin is bent, sound is produced. Toy cricket works the same way. Now, the noise-producing apparatus of the cicada operates on a similar principle. We've constructed an accurate model of a male cicada 15 times life size. We've given him some demountable features so that we could examine this noise-producing equipment. The sound organs are located at the junction of the abdomen and the thorax. These are the main sounding drums or timbrels. They are strengthened by numerous ribs. The sound is produced when the drum heads are snapped in and out by these powerful muscles. The sound is given a distinctive character by the hollow abdomen, which acts as a resonator, and by these sound mirrors. When these drum heads start snapping in and out 8,000 times per minute, you really have noise. Just a quiet home in the country to escape the noise and commotion of the city. Oh, yes? Well, don't forget Mr. Big Noise, cicada. Incessant noise in the treetops, and on the ground below, a litter of severed branches. Two things always associated with the cicada. The male cicada makes the noise, but when it comes to the fallen branches, Mama cicada is the culprit.
Mama.
The branches of the trees are literally covered with punctures made by her ovipositor or egg placer. The ovipositor is driven into the branch as though the wood were putty, and eggs are pumped through the hollow center into the protective fibers of the wood. Removing the outer layers of wood reveals the cicada eggs laid neatly in double rows. After the female deposits 200 to 600 eggs in this way, her life work is complete, and she dies. It doesn't seem possible that a delicate insect like this, less than an inch in length, could drill deeply into the wood with such ease. This is the beautifully contrived secret weapon that makes it possible. The tapered ends of the ovipositor are equipped with saw teeth, and with alternating motions, it literally saws its way into the tough, woody fibers. The consuming zeal with which she goes about her task suggests that this is her ultimate purpose in life. Within a few weeks, the noisy honeymoon is over. Life functions have been faithfully completed, and one by one, the adult cicadas fall to the ground as their flame of life flickers and goes out. As suddenly as they appeared, they depart. The future of the species is all wrapped up in those tiny eggs hidden in the branches of the trees.
There's 2 people watching. I'm just testing. I'm going to do more live streams later on, but just testing for now.
After 6 or 7 weeks, there's a stirring of activity. The newly hatched nymph shakes off the eggshell, drops to the ground, and burrows into the earth, there to remain for 17 long years. Over 200 years of scientific research have revealed that the cicada is the Methuselah of the insect world, living longer than any other insect. The cicada nymph lives alone in an underground passage several feet below the surface of the earth. As the 17th year of its existence draws to a close, the cicada nymph tunnels upward and stops just a quarter of an inch from the surface, there to await a mysterious inner prompting. As soon as the sun goes down on the appointed day, millions and millions of cicada alarm clocks go off all over the eastern half of the United States. Responding to the signal, the cicadas pushed their way from their dark prison. Exactly 17 years ago, parents of these cicadas were enacting this same role at this very spot. It's rather embarrassing, isn't it? The timekeeping ability of the periodic cicada makes man's mental alarm clock look pretty rusty. At this point in the investigation, it seemed that we might be on the trail of a significant truth. So we decided to carry the investigation one step further, into the field of chemistry.
Okay, so what is this video? You could find it on YouTube. It's Moody Institute of Science presents. Where is it? A sermon from science. It's called the 3 Alarm Clocks. So if you look for that, you can find it and watch it at your leisure. Right now I'm just testing the software.